remind everyone that celebration of being Filipino does not end here today. We gotta carry that everywhere we go. We gotta carry that throughout the year.
Spark, Connect, and Empower is a movement born in San Francisco to engender love and passion for Filipino heritage and culture among Filipino Americans. In the process, connecting them and empowering them as individuals and collectively as a community.
Pinoy ako! Proud ako! Pinoy ako! Proud ako! Pinoy ako! Proud ako! Pinoy ako! Proud ako! Spark, connect, empower, Pinoy 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 ako! Listen, Phil, I'm to the next generation. Millennials, you are the future of the nation. Embrace your past, be proud of who you are. Spark, ignite your pride and curiosity. Connect with one another and with your ancestry. Empower, be the forefront of the community. Be proud of who you are. Pinay ako, taas noo, pagmamalaki ko sa buong mundo. Pinoy ako, I'm proud ako. I'm proud to be who I am. I'm proud to be a Pinoy. Pinoy ako, proud ako. Be proud of your race and your identity. Be vanguards of your culture and heritage, you'll see. Come and belong, stand tall, then you'll know. It's fun, oh so fun to be a Filipino. But diverse, we are many but united. Be proud, shout it out and show we're not divided. Behold the Filipino spirit that's in you. Pinay ako, taas noo, mamalaki ko sa buong mundo. Pinoy ako, at proud ako. I'm proud to be who I am. I'm proud to be a Pinoy. Pinoy ako, proud ako. All it takes is a spark to connect and empower nation building beyond the borders. Come and celebrate who we are. Pinay ako, taas noo, pagmamalaki ko sa buong mundo. Pinoy ako, at proud ako. I'm proud to be who I am. Yes! Pinay ako, taas noo, pagmamalaki ko sa buong mundo. Pinoy ako, at proud ako. I'm proud to be who I am. I'm proud to be a Pinoy. I'm proud to be who I am. Yes, I'm proud. I'm proud to be who I am. So proud. I'm proud to be who I am. I'm proud to be a Pinoy. Pinoy ako! Proud ako!
Magandang gabi sa inyo mga kabayan. Si Henry Bensurto po. Ito ang inyong Consul General. Sabi ko magandang gabi. Usually we have our TNC, our Tanong ni CONGEN, in the morning. But because today is really a very special day. It's very special because not only do we have a special guest or special guests in plural, but these people are really very special by themselves. And before introducing them, maybe I should greet all of you again. Magandang gabi dito sa San Francisco. Magandang umaga po dyan sa Manila. And magandang hapon or wherever you may be. So today we have a very special guest. I mentioned kanina. And I said special guest because they're really very special human being. So not solely because of what they have achieved so much, not because of their talent, but as real people, they are really very special. And I hope you also would have the opportunity to know them in person. And hopefully today's edition will be able to do that, even if virtually man lang, no? Because you will fall in love more and more as you know them. As they say nga, the more you know a person, the more that you fall in love with them. And today we'll try to open some gates in terms of who these people are, in the hope that you guys will also fall in love with them. Not because of their sheer talent, but also because of who they are as a person. So I think unang-una po, these people need no introduction, but allow me to introduce. And because ang hirap ma-memorize ang kanyang achievement because of so many achievements, I will have to read, and pardon me for that. I will mention the name towards the end, but as I go along, I think you will already know who I'm speaking about. But he received in September 2019 the prestigious Ramon Magsaysay Award, highlighting his compositions and performances that have defined and inspired Filipino popular music across generations, being cited among other achievements that have defined and inspired Filipino popular music across generations. I guess you know who I'm referring to. Ryan Cayabyab. He is a recipient also of the Pro Ecclesia et Pontifice in 2013. So Pope Francis awarded him the highest papal award for laity for his many contributions in the field of religious theme compositions and sacred works. He also served as judge in talent search TV shows, Philippine Idol franchise, Pinoy Dream Academy to the top. He is also a TOIM, or 10 Outstanding Young Men awardee for contemporary Filipino music in 1978. He won the Grand Prize Award at the first Metro Manila Popular Music Festival. I watched this myself. I was there. So that was the first time I learned the name Ryan Cayabyab. And I fell in love with him and the music after that. So the music for the song, Kay Ganda ng Ating Musika. And in 2001, Ryan Cayabyab is a laureate of the Onassis International Cultural Competition, second prize, having won for original music compositions for dance. As of 2006, he has won 3 International Grand Prix awards for his compositions in the first Seoul Song Festival, in the Voice of Asia Song Festival, in the former USSR, and in the Tokyo Music Festival. He won the Jingle of the Year Award from the Philippine Advertising Industry, Bronze Awardee at the New York Film and Television Awards. He has won a total of 10 Best Movie Score awards from the various film award-giving bodies. Ang atin pong national artist, no other than Mr. Ryan Cayabyab, at may bonus pa po tayo. Nandito rin po ang mga Ryan Cayabyab singers. So before, maybe Ryan, I will let you introduce the Ryan Cayabyab singers, but please greet our viewers.
Magandang gabi po sa inyo lahat. Magandang gabi, CONGEN Henry Bensurto. Kami po ay nagagalak dahil napasama kami dito sa inyong napakagandang project. Itong Paskong Pinoy, proud ako. This is for Christmas, and I'm very, very happy that we are contributing some of our songs. As a matter of fact, I think I have about 4 original songs in this that my group is going to sing. So I would like to introduce all of them to you. I usually start from the soprano all the way down to the bass. So please give a hand to our soprano, Celine Beatriz Fabie. Hello, Celine.
Hello, mabuhay po.
Yan. And then I'd like you to say hello to our second soprano, and she's right now in Davao. Please welcome Nika Atupas.
Hi.
Yan, Nika. Our alto, mezzo soprano, please say hello to Catherine Ann Chiuseco, or Kate. Kate. And now we go to the baliktad naman, sir. This staff ang tawag sa kanila. Baliktad. No, we don't use that anymore. The boys in the RCS, we will start from tenor 1 to baritone to bass. So, Poppert Bernadas is a resident kapamilya artist. Poppert, say hello.
Magandang gabi and Merry Christmas po sa inyong lahat.
Yan, makikita nyo yan sa TFC siguro. Ang sayo ay kanya ni akin. Si Poppert Bernadas po. At ngayon naman po, ang aming second tenor, si Anthony Castillo, taga Baguio po at Davao. Ayan, tubong Baguio po.
Hello po.
Hello.
Oh, greet mo sila nga ng Bisaya.
Ala. Ano nga? Mayo buntag ba? Gabi. Mayo gabi. Buntag kasi dito sa Pilipinas.
Kasi araw. Okay, ang aming please say hello to our baritone tenor. He's a new father. Last time nung nakilala niyo siya, he was a new husband. Ngayon, new father. Mga kaibigan, si VJ Caber.
Hello po. Gandang gabi.
Ganda mga gabi.
Oo nga. Sir, puyat-puyatan na yan. Hindi na natutulog dahil kailangan sabayan yung baby.
Alas 5 na ako natulog, sir.
And of course, yung aming bass, siya rin ho minsan na nag-recording sa mga boses ng mga pagkagumagawa ng recordings. Ito po, sa kanyang recording studio. Very proud to own his own recording studio. Mga kaibigan po, si Erwin Laksamana.
Hello po.
Erwin Laksa. Sumobra, humaba.
Nasobrahan yung last name.
Erwin Laksa lang po, Laksa. Ayan po, sila po ang Ryan Cayabyab Singers at sana po maibigan nyo yung aming inihandog na mga awit para dito sa inyong event. Itong celebration pala. Congen.
Salamat Ryan, and salamat sa Ryan Cayabyab Singers. Na what a joy to see you. Ngayon pala Pasko na, nakita na namin kayo. Thank you po sa inyong pagdalo sa concert at dito rin sa TNC, no. So siguro Ryan, maraming nagtatanong din at pinatatanong, sino nga ba si Ryan Cayabyab? Pasensya ka na, medyo malalim yung tanong pero makilala ng husto. The man behind the national artist for music. Parang nung nagsimula ka ba talaga, you really love music from the very beginning?
Nako, kailangan nyo i-edit ito. Napakahaba ng kwento ko at saka usually madaldal si Mr. C. So, anyway, umpisa ko lang siguro dahil yung nanay ko po ay isang opera singer. So, siguro hindi tayo na masyadong naka-escape dun sa genes or sa DNA dahil musician po ang nanay ko. At nung siya po ay nagtuturo sa UP bilang isang profesora o bilang isang voice instructor, lumaki ho ako sa loob ng UP campus. At doon po sa bahay ng nanay ko at tatay ko, meron kaming 10 boarders na puro musicians lahat. So, you can imagine, hindi ho ako tumitigil makarinig ng music. So, every day there was music and every day I can imagine maybe the notes floating in my ear. So, I think I became a musician without really trying. I grew up with a lot of music. My mother died when I was 6 years old. but she asked. She had told our father not to have, not to allow any of the children to get a career in music. But eventually, I met my life as a musician. Right after I graduated from high school, I started work as a pianist for a bank choral group. Um, I had to audition, and I lied about my age. I said I was 18. Actually, I was only 15, but they got me anyway. I looked mature enough to look like 18 years old. They got me to be their pianist. From then on, I was able to get into the music industry as a music director of Cocoy Laurel, of Pilita Corrales, Basil Valdez, Celeste Legaspi. I wrote a lot of songs for Basil Valdez. And I guess many of them know that actually in the second decade of my career in the industry, I wrote music solely for the Smoky Mountain Group. So if they know the songs, the Coconut Nut, Kailan, Sabihin Mo Ako'y Pilipino, etc. These were the songs I wrote for um, the Smoky Mountain. Eventually, I graduated from the UP College of Music. And then I taught at the UP for about 20 years, College of Music. I taught music, composition, and theory. And so I have a lot of students who passed, who was under me in theory and composition. And I think I got hooked into teaching and education. So until now, my wife and I run a music school called the Music School of Ryan Cayabyab. It's celebrating its 34th year. We just celebrated our 34th year in COVID times. But physically, our school is closed. Now we do lessons via online. And that's it. Now we performed in San Francisco twice upon the invitation of your wonderful, wonderful Consul General Henry Bensurto Jr. He is such a wonderful host, such that he has invited us over to Iloilo when he comes over and stays in the country for some time. So that's it. And we brought with you the Ryan Cayabyab singers, which I think CONGEN, you should ask them. Some of their backgrounds are quite interesting, how they got into the RCS. So there you have it.
Nako, thank you, Ryan. Very interesting. I learned more about you today. No? And to the Ryan Cayabyab singers, I'd like to ask each of you, how did you end up being Ryan Cayabyab? Of course, Ryan will always be a magnet, no? But we're very interested yung story ninyo. How did you find your direction towards Ryan? Maybe we'll start with the ladies first. Celine, and then Kay and Mika. Please, Celine first.
Hello po. Nung binuo yung RCS noong 2007, nag-audition ako pero hindi ako pumasa dun sa dance callback. So, nung day 2, na-eliminate na ako. Tapos kasama ko yung daddy ko. Tapos alam ko, disappointed siya kasi feeling niya mag-RCS. Mag-work na ako with Ryan Cayabyab. Yun, sa music school ni Sir yun. Tapos, I was just starting sa theater. As in, that was, parang kagraduate na ng college. Tapos after nun, nag-start na ako mag-theater. Tapos 2 years later, my dad passed away. And then, I remember I was having coffee at the dining table alone. And then I just happened upon the Inquirer post na nagpapa-audition uli sila. And then they said, they're looking for a training pool. So sabi ko, ay, mas malaki ang chances kasi parang mas madaming kukunin. So ina-attempt ko lang yung training pool. Tapos, yun. And nung nakailang callback na ako, doon ko lang nalaman na they were really looking for a replacement. And because my dad just passed away, feeling ko I was more of a fighter na at that time. And I could feel na I was gonna get it na this time, and I did. So that's how I ended up with RCS.
Yay!
Hey, for second chances.
Great. Ikaw naman, Kay. How did you find Ryan?
I had a choir background. All my life, since bata ako, at children's choir, church choir, even in university, the university choir. And then, I was working a corporate job time na yon when an alumna of my university choir, yung UPCC, nag-text sa akin na check out the auditions on the newspaper. Ryan Cayabyab is looking for a harmony group. Tapos sa utak ko, akala ko like a small choir, like a chamber choir or something. So I was like, yes, this is exactly what I want. So syempre push ako. Pagdating doon, lahat may solo. Tapos may dancing, ganyan. Which ako naman, gusto ko naman yung dancing part. And then so I was with Poppert in the original auditions, and ilang parts yun, Poppert. I think there were 3 singing parts and 1 dancing part na pinapabalik-balik ka after every. And then I received the text na I got the final position. I just finished work. Tapos sakto, because it was one of those days after work where I was like, this is so tiring. I'm so tired. Sana there's something more out there. And then I got the text, and then na parang can I call lang. But it was the guy. He's not Sir Oscar. I don't know if you guys remember him. It was the guy that was assisting Mr. C. So I was like, oh my gosh, this is about Ryan Cayabyab singers. And then when he called me, he just said, are you available for lunch? Lunch agad! So food, sabi niya.
That's a
Day. Man lunchtime, had to make this decision to take an emergency leave the next day, but next day agad, but knew that leave more. But been 2 years with RCS.
Okay. I think yung signal.
Halfway through. I went back to school and I took up speech language pathology. Yeah. So I've been practicing that naman since 2013.
Okay. Very interesting. Thank you, Kay, for that. I understand you also teach young kids, di ba?
Yeah. Therapy, opo.
So you like children. Nice. So, Nika, ikaw naman. Nika is, we have a common friend from Davao. In fact, not just a common. He's my BFF, the husband.
Si Tito Joey.
Yeah,
Opo, yeah.
Nika,
So, ako naman po, I joined because I was invited to audition. But at first, parang sabi ko, ayoko kasi I was so scared because the thought of being in a group headed by Mr. C, parang it was so scary for me. But then I said, sige, go lang. Kasi hindi ko naman in-expect na mapapasok ako kasi I think that time hinahanap nila someone in their mid-20s. Parang ako, I was 19. And I looked so nene. Tapos, ayun, sabi ko, sige, go lang, sayang naman. And nahiya akong i-turn down yung invitation, sabi ko. And yun, tapos naka-receive ako ng callback, email, and then, ayun na, and then a text noong January. Because I auditioned November 2016. Tapos I got a text ng January 2017 na. So, ayun. But I regret nothing because I'm so lucky to be working with such great people, with Mr. C, and I get to do what I love with them. So, ayun. It's been fun.
Nice. Good to know. So, we go to Erwin. the Erwin,
Ako, ako na agad. Okay. So, kala ko may tatlo pa bago ako. So, short background lang. I was with the USC Singers for 3 years. Nagtutour kami around the world. So, ang nangyari, right after bumalik from Europe, nagkaroon kami ng parang misunderstanding. So, they forcibly asked me to leave the group, which is very hard actually. Sa USC Singers, when you're in a group, sobrang tagal bago ka makaalis. So, the fastest way is to magpatanggal ka na lang sa kanila. So, that happened. After that,
Medyo juicy yung juicy yung kwento ni Erwin.
Yung chismis na to kasi, dahil natanggal ako, yung isang member, very old member ng RCS, napanood ako sa isang play. Ito sobrang old siya yung pinakamatanda sa RCS, si Poppert.
Very old.
Si Poppert.
Ako ba?
At saka si Aneska tsaka si Poppert. So napanood ako sa play after a few days nang natanggal ako. Tapos tinanong ako kung pwede akong sumama sa grupo nila. So at first, ano bang grupo nila? Ryan Cayabyab Singers. Sino ba si Ryan Cayabyab?
Wow!
Patay ka.
Wow. Di nag-audition ako. Hindi, honestly nakakahiya. Pero nung nag-audition ako, andyan si Mr. C. Tapos pinakanta ako. Okay. Parang close lang. After ng audition, tinignan ko, ito pala si Ryan Cayabyab. Ang dami niyang nagawa. lahat ng mga kinakanta ko, siya pala kasi hindi ko na-connect talaga yung face sa pangalan. Hindi ko talaga na-connect yung face sa pangalan. So, nakakaya yung first audition. So, after 2 weeks, after 2 weeks, pinapasok na ako sa RCS. Tapos, isang ganyan kadaming pyesa pinaaral sa akin for 1 month. Then, tour na kami to Australia. Yun, gano'n kabilis lang. Ako yung first na ni-replace sa buong RCS ever since na yung isa umalis.
Oh, wow. So, that's a funny story.
Thank you, Poppert Bernadas. Thank you.
You're welcome.
Meron palang may president. Forcibly taken out. Sige, pwede rin.
Na-remember ko nga yun, kinote-unquote ko nga
Forcibly taken out.
Okay, Tani, ikaw naman. Anong, what's the story behind?
Ako na pa? Okay. So, ayan, short intro lang din. Si Erwin, parang hindi niya nakilala si Sir nung una. Ako naman po kasi since kurista ako, since elementary, ganyan. So, alam ko na talaga yung pangalan na Ryan Cayabyab kasi usually pag kapag choir ka talaga, nakikita mo yung mga areglo niya, nakanta mo, ganyan. Tapos, nung so galing po akong Baguio. So, after I graduated, 2013, pumunta ako sa Manila para mag-try ng luck because I really wanted to be in the music industry. So, nung 2015, meron po akong isang grupo na nag-join sa isang national a cappella competition na hine-head ni Mr. C. So, doon pa lang nagkakakitaan na po kami nila Mr. C, ganyan, kapag may mga gatherings, kapag may show, rehearsals, and everything. Tapos, nung 2015, si VJ, minessage ako. In-invite niya ako na mag-audition, parang mag-audition kasi merong nag-leave sa group na tenor 2. Tapos yun, it was really unexpected. Tapos, nung nag-audition ako, 3 lang yata kami. Parang 2 lang yung kasabay ko sa music school. Tapos yun po, after, ang naaalala ko, nung audition na yun, tama ba yung memory ko? Basta, ang naalala ko, nag-rehearse kami agad after. Nag-rehearse yata kami agad, tapos nagpa-picture ako sa kanila. Parang ganun. Tapos yun na po, biglang yun na yung start. Ewan ko, RCS na pala ako, ganyan. Parang wala masyadong naging usap, orientation, ganyan. Tapos kain-kain na, ganyan. So yun naman po yung akin.
Parang kayo pero hindi. Parang ganun.
Tapos yung time kasi na yun, parang may naudlot na release nung album. Parang ganyan. Tapos siguro kaya parang rush or something. Tapos yun po. So ganun naman po yung story ko.
Thank you, Anthony. That's nice. So, ang susunod, dahil si Popper ang panganay, siya na yung huli. So, DJ, congratulations to the new father.
Thank you po, thank you. Ako naman, yung kwento ko ay
mabigat yan.
Nung nag-audition po ako, galing po akong work, papauwi po ako sa bahay. May tumawag po sa akin na parang kaibigan. Ano po siya? Member po siya ng RCS noon, that time. Tapos, sabi niya, hindi daw po siya makaka-attend para sa isang show kasi may sakit po siya. And then, sabi niya, Kuya, kailangan po ng kapalit. Pwede ka po bang mag-audition sa RCS, ganyan. Sabi ko, anong RCS? RCS lang naman sinabi niya. Hindi naman niya sinabi na Ryan Cayabyab Singers. So RCS, sabi ko, Ryan Cayabyab Singers. Sabi ko, saan ba yung audition? Sa Robinson's Galleria nga po, dun sa school ni Mr. C. So wala akong kahit anong dala na mga papers, like yung mga requirements, ganyan, picture, kung ano-ano man. Pagdating ko doon, ang haba ng pila. Tapos puro lalaki yung hinahanap nila kasi isa lang po yung kailangan na ma-fill in na slot. And pagdating ko doon sa audition, pinakanta na po ako, ganyan. Tapos interview. Tapos marami po kasing mga phases eh. May phase 1, ganito. Tapos may acapella pang inaaral. Tapos during that time, mag-prepare kasi sila for a concert. And tapos may isa pang show na parang the next the next day or the next month yata may show na agad.
Mm-hmm.
So madalian lang po yung audition. So pagdating po noon, nung time na yun, tapos ng audition, sabi, sige, alam niyo po yung line na, don't call us, we'll call you. Parang nung narinig ko yun,
katakot
parang, okay. Parang, okay, wala na to, ganun. Tapos siguro the next day, may tumawag po sa akin, parang, hello, ganyan, PJ, meron tayong interview, so punta ka ng music school ni Mr. C sa Robinson's Galleria. So pumunta naman po ako. Pagdating po doon, walang tao. Parang ako lang nandoon. Tapos pagpasok ko po sa kwarto, nakita ko po yung mga members like sila Kate, sila Popper, sila Erwin.
Ang tataray, no? Ang tataray.
Pagpasok ko, yun, pinakilala po ako ni Mr. C. So guys, ito si BJ, siya yung nakapasa sa audition, ganyan. Tapos pinakanta po ako sa harap po nila. Tapos yun, tinignan, si Mr. C kasi chine-check yung mga members kung fit ka doon sa group. So tinitingnan niya sa malayo, pinatayo niya ako doon kasama sila. Hindi ko alam kung pinicturean mo kami noon, sir, or what. Basta tinignan lang niya. Tapos nung time na yon, after nung audition, hindi ko po alam na member na nga ako, ganyan. Wala po, katulad ni Anthony, wala pong usap. Walang sinasabi, congratulations, pasok ka na, RCS ka na. Walang gano'n. So, diretso mga show na agad and all. Tapos, record na ng album. Tapos, after ng album, doon pa lang nag-sink in na pasok na ako sa grupo. So, yun, ganun po ako nakapasok.
Oo nga. Nice. Parang dumaan ka sa butas ng karayom.
Akala ko, sir, pinabili nyo lang siya ng sukat, tapos napadaan siya. Tapos yun na pala, member na siya.
Ay, yung isa dito, yung sa dulo, ganun yung nangyari.
Oo
Oo,
nga.
bumili lang ng
Pinabili-binasok.
bumili ng suka.
Ayan, isa dulo. Alamin natin. So, Popert, ikaw,
Hi, sir!
kwento mo naman sa amin kung paano ka nag-end up sa Ryan Cayabyab Singers.
Estudyante po ako noon sa UP, Sir Henry, and varsity din ako ng badminton at that time. Pero since hindi ko maiwan-iwanan yung love ko sa pagkanta, nag-audition ako sa mga choirs sa UP. So at that time, nasa trainee po ako ng UP Concert Chorus. And nung time na yun, may nakita po ako nakapaskil na announcement sa UP College of Music. Tapos, naghahanap nga daw si Mr. C ng grupo. So, sabi ko, baka yung mga classical singers, yung hinahanap ni Mr. C, hindi naman po ako ganun ka, paano ba sabihin, yung trained na, formal training sa music. So, sabi ko, hindi na yon. So, kami yung mga mga trainees sa UP Concert Chorus, nag-usap-usap sila na parang, sige, audition tayo, ganyan-ganyan. Pero wala na sa utak ko yun, Sir Henry, kasi sabi ko, hindi ako pwede doon. So, one time, nagsimba kami sa St. Francis, itong Christ Commission Fellowship, CCF, ng kaibigan ko. Tapos, every time na matapos yung church, nagla-lunch kami sa Robinson's Galleria. Biglang nagulat kami, mahaba yung maraming tao sa basement. So sabi nung nanay-nanayan ko, sabi niya, anak, ano na yan? Yan na ata yung audition na nabanggit mo, ganyan-ganyan. So sabi nung nanay-nanayan ko na, sige na, audition ka na. Wala akong naka-ready. So ang ginawa, bumili kami ng biodata sa National, biodata talaga, sa National Bookstore. So, tapos, walang photo, wala talaga kasi hindi siya planado. So, buti na lang, pinayagan ako ni ate nung sa music school ni Mr. Shina. Okay lang yan, kahit walang photo. Sige, pasok ka na. So, yun. Nakita ko si Cage kasi kilala namin si Cage as member ng UP Concert Chorus. Ang dami pang mga doon, mga old members ng UP Concert Chorus na nag-audition din. So, mga 2 weeks ba yun, Cage, na audition process ni Mr. C? Almost 2 weeks.
Kasi yung first callback na may dance, tas yung group singing.
Yeah. So,
tsaka improv.
Ganun ka grabe yung audition at that time. And sobrang nakakaba. Kasi doon ko din unang nakita si Mr. C ng harap-harapan talaga, nakaka-starstruck. And nung nasa na ako, after na ng buong audition na yun, Sir Henry, nasa UP pa din ako, pauwi na ako ng bahay sa Pasig at that time, naka-jeep. Biglang tumawag yung assistant ni Mr. C na sinabi sa akin na, Popper, pwede ka bang makausap? So bumaba ako sa UP, sa ikot jeep. Bumaba ako. Sabi niya, okay, so eto na yon. So part ka na ng Ryan Cayabyab Singers. Ayun, Sir Henry, pumunta ako sa Sunken Garden. Doon ako sumisigaw kasi grabe yung pagod sa audition. And hindi ko rin naman din in-expect na makakapasok sa sobrang daming nag-audition. So, ayun, doon po nag-start. And 13 years na po ako with Mr. C kasama si CK. And yun, puro masasayang kainan, concert, kung saan-saan, and sobrang blessed. And again, yung ultimate goal lang naman is to sing kasi sobrang mahal ko naman ang pagkanta. And of course, isa na doon ay makatrabaho ang mga greats like Mr. C. So, ayun.
Galing. Ang saya pala, no? Tama pala yung description kanina. Pumasok ka talaga ng butas ng kara.
Bumili ng suka.
Ryan, did you make the choice yourself? lahat ba sila, personally, ikaw talaga yung tumuldok?
Yes, sir. Of course. As a matter of fact, ito, sir, hindi talaga namin sinasadya, but that was in June 2007, yung mga auditions. And then we had our parang celebration, welcoming them. July 7, 2007, hindi ko napansin na 777 pala yung date na napili namin for the lunch. Hindi siya lunch, kundi lunch siya. And yun. So, right, this is our 13th year, and personally, I chose them. And now, hindi na, sir, masyadong open auditions pagka may kailangan na sub or replacement ng isa. Usually ngayon puro ano na lang siya, recommendations ng members kasi they actually know kung sino ang available na nandyan. Very resourceful sila, bawat isa sa kanila.
Wow, ganda. Ang ganda ng istorya niyo pala. So, Ryan, a little serious ng kaunti.
Sige po.
Of course, you're a national artist. As a national artist, how do you describe the industry right now, yung OPM? And especially with this pandemic, how is the industry coping? I'm sure we're all affected, but how from your perspective, ano po ang state ng
Sir, we're trying to cope very hard. As a matter of fact, halos lahat po ng musicians na kilala ko, the first 5 or 6 months, wala ho talagang trabaho. And eventually on the 6th or 7th month, unti-unti nagpipick up po yung industry. Meaning, people are finding ways to have pocket concerts, online performances. Hindi pa siya masyadong economically viable because I think a lot of people don't have money. So this is really a serious time for all of us. But however, many are, have seriously become more creative in terms of what they can do while we are in quarantine, while we are in COVID lockdown. So I think, like for example, I never realized, for a long time, I have not been writing any songs. But you know what, Congen, Henry? The past 7-8 months, I had written about 15 songs. And most of them, maybe a lot of them are institutional, for doctors, for the Philippine Association of Historians or something like that. Basta I also did song for PAWS. This is like for animal welfare. Iba-iba. Ang daming klaseng nangangailangan. So, why not? This is the best time. Aside from the fact that I think this is the most time. This is the best time I had written mostly songs for the RCS. I've not written a lot for them, but this year we had 2 releases, and then we just had our first Christmas original song released today, as of today here in Manila, December 1. And then we have a new one, and this is RCS also, coming up for the Tourism Promotional Board, and it's also a Christmas song. Sila rin ang gumawa. And then I did some other songs for some commercial institutions. So I've never done this in the past years, but finally I had written some songs. And also because, sir, in the past decade, I spent most of my time promoting other people's music, training other people, educating young songwriters. So I had a lot of my energies focused on training and not writing. So I'm very happy because there's no training this year. Um, Nothing about educating, except that I also realized that I was able to connect again online by uh, teaching two courses, which I love teaching, and this is college style harmony and music counterpoint. So I'm just finishing tonight my last day. It's my last day tonight when I do my harmony classes tonight. So, yun sir. And even if we are affected, tuloy-tuloy pa rin siya. Kasi for example, I have another project called Phil Pop, and we chose the finalists via online. Out of about 2,000 plus songs, it was whittled down to top 15. So it will be, tapos na po yung recording, it will be presented in December, the winners. And ayun po, I think we're coping. And although it was a shock to most of us in the industry, we did the best we could. And we are, I think, as a matter of fact, I think we have been a lot more creative this year because of the quarantine and the lockdown.
That's good to know. So tingin mo, Ryan, the industry is adapting, no, but not completely. And you're adapting very well. With 15 more than 15 songs, you mukhang that's good to hear, So you become productive essentially. But after the pandemic, do you see any changes? Do you see any what the future is in terms of the industry? Actually, I think the wrong question. After the pandemic, I don't know what's the after, even, or if there's an after, maybe the pandemic is going to continue. We'll just have the vaccine. So, but when the vaccine is invented, how do you foresee, what do you think is the future of the industry?
Sir, we are all raring to go back to live performance because all of us who have done live performances we cannot compare online performances to having a live audience. That is the spirit of performance. That's the spirit of music. Music is conveyed in its best form if it's heard live. Not even recording, not even your cassettes or your CDs or your 45s and 33 RPMs can approximate what live performance can give. So we're still all looking forward to going back to live performance, but I think we have to have contingent plans for accepting in case that this could be the COVID can still extend itself, the virus, of course. I don't see it. I don't see it ending that soon, but I'm really optimistic that yes, if they find the vaccine, although I have read new findings that usually vaccines should take long before they really say that it is effective, because until now we still don't have an effective vaccine for HIV. So we still don't know what the virus is all about. I don't think we have uncovered it. I think the medical field has really not uncovered exactly how this virus acts, or how we can really control it. I really think that it takes a long time for our medical practitioners or even our scientists to find out we can positively combat this disease, this virus. So of course, we're very happy that there are many steps being taken by the pharmaceuticals to do this. But again, we have to go around it. We have to know how to. We live. We're very. I'm very optimistic that as long as we are alive and we are able to work around the virus, and most importantly, sir, siguro yung uh, pinaka lesson talaga sa atin is I think we should really stop ourselves and think of how we can help our planet survive, because I really think that it's all connected to how we view our climate change, how we view our everything that nature, uh, the way that we should be taking care not only of our surroundings but also of each one of us. And it shows, especially here in the Philippines, that we have a lot of caring people, people who care about other people. So we have other programs that nakikita natin na talagang dito sa Pilipinas, yung bayanihan, buhay na buhay, yung taong bayan, they try to help each other. Nakikita yon, especially in times like this na merong calamity. Pero sir, ang hirap talaga. Our country, dinadaanan tayo lagi ng maraming bagyo, may earthquake pa, at may vulkan pa. Alam nyo nga, nung nag-umpisa yung taon, kala namin, okay na, kaya lang, pumutok yung vulkan. Of course, yung area lang namin, yung natin sa Manila, ang affected. But eventually, pagdating nung COVID, lahat affected. Tapos ilang bagyo yung dumaan, maraming affected. So, hi. Sana hindi kami mapagod.
But tama nga, no? Totoo nga, Ryan. Hindi lang COVID yung hinarap natin, no? Kayo, especially dyan sa Pilipinas, ang daming sunod-sunod. But as a people, how do you think, how can we help? How could the general population especially help our artists? Kasi sabi nyo, at the beginning, sabi mo nga medyo because of the pandemic, well, everybody else is struggling, but most especially for the artists, because you have to perform live, that's your matter. But in the context of how things have changed, and tama ka nga, Ryan, this is going to continue, and perhaps this is the new normal. In that new normal setting, how can we help? How can ordinary Filipinos who love arts, who appreciate music, how can we help? What is the new platform, and how exactly can every individual pitch in?
So right now, everything is online, and a lot of Filipinos have learned how to actually order things online, whereas dati, nahihiya-hiya pa, or what I mean by nahihiya is very minimal ang online sales. Pero ngayon, lahat online. So if they can do that online, my appeal is for everybody else who can afford to please pay artists performing online to not just donate, but support them by paying them when they do their performances online. Because now, if the artists find that there's a platform that they can earn, where they can earn from, eventually, sir, I think kung hindi matutuloy ang live, kasi unti-unti nagkakaroon ng live eh. I'd also like to say that we have been invited to do a concert in February. And when I said, how are we going to do a concert? Who will be our audience? And the producer said, no, you will be performing live. It will be streamed live. And the audience will be a paying audience, and they will, for them to get to watch your concert, they will have a special like an ID pass to get into the online concert. But it's a fundraising again. It's a fundraising for what's happening now is we are doing a lot of fundraising for so many uh, persuasions. Like this is like for farmers, or it could be for frontliners, for doctors and nurses. We've been doing a lot of that in the past, and I think this is where it's going to go temporarily. So, as far as I'm concerned, and I hope the people who are watching, if they can support by subscribing or paying for performances by artists, because this is the only way we can survive. The good thing about it is the artists are trying to find other ways, that other things that they can do online. Siguro nga mas mabuti pa yung iba, sir, yung mga visual artists, they're able to sell their works online. Parang it's even easier for them to because you can view their works. You don't have to go to the galleries. Might be. I'm not very sure, but maybe there are a lot of people who are buying art also online. So we hope as we go along, and as the technology is improved day by day, so that maybe the sound can be improved. Right now, ang problem naman natin, sir, is the quality of the internet. As you can see, ours is still, I don't think we have very, very good internet. We have pockets of good internet, but you can see from your interview with RCS, merong mga hindi pa maganda yung internet service, and that's our problem. So until that thing is also solved, it's very difficult for the masa to support just plain artists. I mean, just plain support artists, because if they don't have if they don't have good internet or good technology, wala pa rin, yun pa rin ang problem natin.
So, tingin mo, and the artists cannot solve this on their own. Sabi mo nga, internet as a platform is very necessary. So, mukhang total effort on everybody, no?
Right.
But Ryan, can you, you mentioned you have an album that's coming up, already came out today, yung Christmas. Can you tell us more about that?
So it's not an album, it's just a single song. And
Single
it's called, this is our first Christmas song. I mean, talking about the RCS, we've been together for 13 years, sabi nga ni Poppert, and sila Cage kasi sila yung nag-umpisa. Yeah, for 13 years.
Yung Christmas. Ang cute, no? Stamp, may stamp.
Artwork.
Yan yung artwork. Artwork niya ni Stephen Viñas. Buti ko sabihin Stephen Bishop. Stephen Viñas, yun. So this is tatlong Christmas cards. And I guess if you hear it, you will be drawn to the story. So you have to hear it first because may kwento po yung kanta. The song has a story. So it's not just one of those descriptive songs about Christmas. It's not about Puto Bongbong. It's not about... it doesn't even describe what's inside the tatlong Christmas cards. It's the situation that these three Christmas cards fall into.
Mr. C, grabe. First Christmas song pala natin to.
Yes.
RCS.
Original.
Yeah.
Kanina post ko na tagal-tagal na natin gustong gumawa ng Christmas song or Christmas album. Ngayon pang nangyari sa lockdown.
Diba?
So original, lahat ng mga kanta dyan, original talaga. And
Sir.
No, sir. Isang kanta pa lang yung...
Isang kanta pa lang.
Isang kanta na ano, no? Na talagang you compose it for the Ryan Cayabyab singers.
Yes.
Yes, sir. And mind you, sir, we didn't get to see each other in the recording studio. This is like recording at home, each one of them. You explain to them how you do it. Guys.
Sige nga.
Share
Paki-explain
photo. Share photo.
Yan.
Share mo photo. Erwin, share mo po slideshow.
Our
Grabe.
But sure, meron kayong tahi-tahi nito. Sino nagtahi-tahi ng mga...
Si Erwin po, sir. Kasi
Ah,
si Erwin po yung may studio. Ako nakita ko si takeover.
so si pala yung nandito siya nag-ano.
So, pero ako na lang po yung waiting to upgrade. Lahat sila may mic na. Ako po nasa kotse at nasa closet pa rin. Pero in order na ako ni Erwin ng mic, guys. Kunin ko na siya.
Yay!
Finally, congratulations.
Thank you. So,
What's the inspiration behind this? Knowing na first Christmas song niyo pala. That's a very nice ano.
As si Kate was saying that we had we have dreamed of putting up a Christmas album because I have, as a matter of fact, I have already enough songs for one CD, one collection, and then maybe more additional songs just to complete it and add more original songs nagawa ng RCS. Kasi the songs that we're performing for the Christmas here in Paskong Pinoy, sir, we sent to you also original Ryan Cayabyab songs and some fun songs, halo-halo, like traditional Christmas songs. And then, yun, sir, like this one, Tatlong Christmas Cards, is not in that lineup because this just came out today and we haven't done any video on it. Pero sir, kung makakahabol, we'll try. Why not? Will RCS do a Christmas video for this? RCS, gagawa pa kayo?
Of course. Of course.
Yes, sir.
Ryan, how can people, saan sila magsasubscribe dito sa bagong kanta ninyo? How can they support this? Do they go to Spotify and look for it, or Pandora? Maybe you can tell us.
Ano ba? So yun, sir. Meron yung Spotify kasi meron siyang premium, sir, 'di ba? Tapos meron siyang yung parang yung regular na app, yung free. So kapag free kasi na app, parang hindi mo kasi ma-choose yung song na gusto mo. Parang meron lang siyang shuffle play. But sa premium na version ng application, pwede mo na siyang ma-search yung specific song. So itong Tatlong Christmas Cards, sir, is an addition to the songs of the Ryan Cayabyab singers. So pag binisit mo yung Ryan Cayabyab singers, lalabas na po doon yung iba't ibang albums through the years at saka yung mga single lang. And so for this song, yung Tatlong Christmas Card is just a single. So ayun po, you just have to type the title or the Ryan Cayabyab singers, tas lalabas po siya. So dun po siya makikita. And I don't know, sir, available pa din po ba to sa ibang platforms?
Yes, sa ibang platforms. Yes, it is.
Oh, yan. So yun, sir. Maybe on
available
iTunes
siya sa
or something.
iTunes, Deezer.
Ayun, okay.
Correct. Yes.
Yeah. Okay.
So they can subscribe to Ryan Cayabyab Singers sa Spotify, no? Ano ba tayo sa ito?
Yes.
But also, kahit free, pwede naman nila i-search sa laptop. Kahit free Spotify. It's still okay, pero mas-search siya sa laptop.
Sure.
Sinasadya ng tatlong Christmas cards.
Yan.
And
Ganyan,
I
ah.
don't know if pwede nang sabihin, but may collaboration din kami and Mr. C with DOT and TPB Christmas song din. So hopefully lumabas na rin siya soon. So
Yay!
exciting, very exciting kasi collaboration siya with DOT and TPB. So
Nice, nice. Oh, kay Secretary Romulo, ano?
yeah, and it's original ano din, Christmas song din na sinulat ni Mr. C. So ayun. So magiging dalawa na. So exciting.
Actually, meron pang isa pa. Meron ba si Celine? Meron ba kayong i-share? May bago ba tayong composition?
Wow, may pa-plug yung aming mixer.
Oo naman.
Akala ko ay hindi. Oo. Sika. Hindi, ang mga RCS girls may pa-surprise sa 2021.
Whoa!
Nag-mimik sa So, may pa-special din kami, pa-sariling DOT, pa-DOT kami for the Philippines. So, abangan yun sa New Year naman. After our collab with DOT this Christmas.
Nice. May tanong ako dun sa single net. Bakit 3 Christmas cards?
Let's go, sir.
So, kwento ko na lang sa inyo, sir. In the story, yung kwento, nung bata pa sila. So the story is, this guy sends 3 Christmas cards to this girl. And nakita sila sa simbahan. Unang araw ng simbang gabi. Nakita nila. So, natataranta yung guy kung lalapit siya o hindi. So basically, that's the story. And then fast forward, so many years passed. So the girl is now looking at the Christmas cards, the 3 Christmas cards, and she's looking at it, and it's all frayed and browned and medyo sira-sira. Sir, ang backstory nun na wala sa Siyempre, wala sa Pasko, wala dun sa lyrics, no? For me, ang backstory niya, the reason why it's brown and frayed after so many years, sa akin, ang backstory niya, siguro na ondoy sila. Kaya, yun lang ang na-save nila na, box of mementos. But since it's so halos sira-sira, na punit-punit na yung Christmas cards, yun lang yung kanilang memento nung first time sila nagkita. So, tinatago nila yon. Tapos, sir, yung last verse, yon, merong, sir, doon, ang tawag doon, surprise yung ending. So, hindi ko sasabihin sa inyo kung anong surprise na ending.
Ang cute pala, parang ang cute nung kanta kasi may story talaga, no?
May kwento. Kasi tumanda na sila, sir. Buhay pa yung Christmas cards. Kaya, pero, meron lang, konting,
Twist. Charot.
twist. Tama ka. Kanina ko may iniisip. Ano na ba yung term na yun? May twist sa kwento. Which you can interpret in whichever way you want to interpret. Yan, may twist yung kwento.
Nice. Tama-tama si Matthew, merong premium ng Spotify. Mamaya pa. Na-intriga ako sa kwento.
Yeah, kailangan nyo marinig hanggang dulo, sir. Nandun yung, nandun yung twist.
Nice. Okay, no? So, also mentioned kanina, Ryan, that the bigger picture in terms of the industry, hindi ang solution dito, parang we have to have a change in our mindset, no? In terms of how we deal with the environment, as you mentioned.
Yes.
hopefully, do you foresee in the future you composing something about kalikasan also?
Sir, you know, I did already when I did Smoky Mountain. Uh, I had several songs there. One is called Earth Song. The other
Mm,
one is Sama na kayo. And the
mm,
other one is Tayo na. Na it is the kabataan who should be able to, we should rally the youth. The usual rara song na rally the youth because sila lang ang pwedeng siguro. It is for them. The world is for them and we should rally them so that they take care of their environment and their future. I haven't written a new one, but hopefully, eventually, sana. Because, sir, I really do a lot of songs for organizations. It seems like
yeah.
that's my other trabaho now. I didn't realize that I'd be working with a group for animal welfare. So there's another one na parang, who? Where'd that come from?
Wow. So you can say na mas naging in demand ka now with the pandemic?
And medyo, sir, kasi siguro alam nila na libre ako. So, I'm happy because maybe a couple paid, but mostly they're pro bono. So, especially for organizations that deal with health and welfare of other people. Now, siguro yun na lang, yung environment na lang yung hindi ko pa of late. So somebody has to write about that.
Mm. Ryan, curious. Sorry, I have to go a little bit. What goes into your mind? Where do you get the inspiration to be this prolific in terms of composing and coming up with so many songs in a short period of time? Where's the inspiration coming from? Baka may mapulit kami dyan.
So it's a need to express something. First of all, there was more time to be more intuitive, more time to look inside, not outside, because we're so busy before promoting other things. Now, during the quarantine period, during COVID time, we had more time to internalize, to look inside. And now that it's been quite some time that we've been looking inside, it's time now to express these feelings, because these are feelings that had been there, that had been percolating, and then suddenly it needs to come out. So basically, when you say what's my inspiration, well, it was I'm very happy because I was given the time again to look internally, and now since parang kumulo na inside, kailangan ng lumabas yung steam. But that's the way we're able to express ourselves and share whatever we have inside. As you know, I wrote a lot of. I don't usually write lyrics, so in many of the songs I did, especially for the RCS, they're original lyrics too. But for institutional like yung sa doctors, etc., different doctors, I usually ask them to write their lyrics because it has to come from them. Kung anong gusto nilang i-express. But songs like itong tatlong Christmas cards, this is from zero. This is like, I don't know why it came to me. I have no background on this and why that story came out. I don't know. The concept just came and I just write about it. You know how I write songs is I just write. It's a single concept. It's a simple single concept. And then I need my first lyrical line. When I have my first line, I already consider the song buo na because that first line actually dictates the thematic concept. It dictates the musical theme. From then on, it just builds and builds. That's how I write my music.
Erwin, ikaw yung tech guy. How do you make sure, especially with this pandemic, na yung quality you're able to produce, yeah, not just siray, not just good songs, but with the proper technical, yung technical aspect is ensured. How do you do that?
First of all kasi, tinatry ko muna i-apply sa sarili ko sa studio ko. So, inaaral ko siya, YouTube, basa, research talaga. And then, once na nakagawa ng, yung first production namin, trinay namin, so cellphone lang, tapos after that, ang daming improvements na nangyari, mag-recording kayo sa loob ng cabinet nyo para hindi masyadong echo. Tapos, nung na-record na yung audio, nag-start na video kasi ang daming nagre-request ng online performances na kailangan makita din. So, nag-start na sila mag-video gamit cellphone. Tapos, after that, nagkaroon ng mga improvements na yung lighting naman, ayusin. Ang daming changes and ang daming, kumbaga, yung mga singers natin, nagkakaroon sila ng sariling diskarte to produce their own audio and video. Tapos, they send the video to Cage para i-edit niya. Tapos, they send the audio to me para i-mix ko and linisin ko. Tapos, most of the time, dinadaan namin kay Mr. C para sa final approval. So, yun yung actually na cycle na nangyayari every time na may bagong client or bagong project na dumarating. So, yun. Si Mr. C, most of the time, yung final say kapag lalo na siya yung nag-head ng project.
So, ikaw na rin nag-upload sa Spotify?
Hindi po. May distributors na kinakausap si Mr. C. So, yung mga distributors na yun, dinidistribute sa lahat ng mga online platforms. I think Spotify, Apple Music, tapos YouTube lalabas din yan. Isa-isa eh. Pero for now, yung mga bagong mga songs sa Spotify. Tapos yung mga most of the projects that we're doing kasi is private for the company. So, it's on their own Zoom, on their own YouTube, on their own Facebook pages, doon po lumalabas. Tapos most of the time after ng production, we put it out sa own YouTube channel namin. So you could check out our channel, the Ryan Cayabyab Singers. So mga bagong videos, bagong production namin, in-upload namin.
Okay. Ryan, have you fallen into a period where you considered your talent, your genius, and because you've received so much accolades and awards, and obviously that also generated expectations. All of these things put together, have you ever felt a burden? These things being a burden and putting pressure on you, or not at all? Or were there periods where you have stressed and considered otherwise another profession because of the pressure? I'm just curious how, because sometimes, if you have the expectations has become a burden. I wonder if this was also a case for you at some point.
No, sir. Never a burden, and never even thought about, because I never even expected anything, and that's our motto. Our big motto in RCS is never to expect. That's why I also think that people should not expect much from me either. So when they gave it was like very big surprise to get National Artist, PayPal Award, and all this Magsaysay Award. There's no burden at all, because I always think that the reason why I was there, or they gave me that, was because of myself, of my being me, or maybe because of my work. But it doesn't mean that I should cater to whatever they're asking me to do, because this is me. And I've always enjoyed myself. I enjoyed my life. There's always been no pressure on any part, and I think it will be like that forever. I will tell you the only thing that stresses me is the minor problems. Maybe these are even petty problems, but it's stressful. It's not about me. It's probably, let's say, uh, maybe family or maybe friendship or maybe even RCS. When I hear that somebody has a certain kurot there or somewhere there, I get stressed out. So I tell them, you better parang fix it yourself, okay? Because I'm not going to be there to fix it. But besides, always, Henry, I'm very optimistic. I think everything, lahat ng gusot na paplansya through time and everything fixes itself. There are really no problems. Problems are stresses, but they always get solved. There are no problems that don't get solved anyway, because in the end, actually, all that does not matter. I believe that, well, anyway, those things really don't matter. So, ganon din, even though I say that I'm very proud to have had these awards, eventually, in the end, what matters is, did I enjoy my life? Was I able to, perform my duties as a parent or as a husband, or the, I that's not even part of basta I just do what I do, as long as I treat people as best as I can, because I think that's the number one rule, is to just treat people with a lot of respect, and for me, everything else will follow.
Given what you have accomplished, Ryan, and you have accomplished so much, is there anything more that you are aspiring for?
I want to, um, well, it's not aspirations, but I really want to work. I want to work on a bigger music project, meaning maybe a new opera, maybe a new ballet, or maybe a new concerto or a new symphony. Anything that I can dedicate my life working into. I haven't had a sabbatical, so I was thinking that if I'd retreat and do maybe a month or 2 months sabbatical, just by myself and writing music. I don't know if I can survive that, because I usually don't think of myself as a person on my own. Parang hindi ako yon. Pero a sabbatical, meaning I just want to write new music. Doesn't mean that I'm gonna go on vacation. Not really, because I don't think that's me.
One last question, Ryan. Kasi I got infected with your optimism kanina. No? Where do you get this optimism of yours? Despite the pandemic, sabi mo, and all the stresses. I like how you put it, and you're still optimistic. Are you really that by nature from the very beginning, since childhood, or something that you gained or acquired through time? Where is this coming from, Ryan?
I think when my mother died and I realized that these things happened, and I saw my dad working so hard, and sabi ko, wawa naman my dad, because one time I was already like in college, and maybe 20, 27, he came home and he was very happy. I said, why are you so happy? I mean, he's not usually like that, like light and breezy. And sabi niya, today I got my paycheck and it's wala nang bawas. So what I said, what do you mean wala nang bawas? I was able to pay all my loans, all the loans I got through the years, building this small house, sending all of you to school, and etc. You know, Oh my God! I was stunned because during that time maybe I wasn't thinking so much that he had sacrificed a lot. But I saw that as I was growing up, there were times that we didn't have food on the table. We had only rice, maybe sugar, and sometimes we had green papaya from the background we could pluck. So I know that, and still we are alive and we made it through the school of life. And I think that, as I said, bata pa ako, nakita ko na uh, hindi ko na-realize mahirap ang buhay because we all live the same way. I mean, nobody was telling us, you're poor, you don't have food. We didn't realize that because we were all eating the same thing. So you don't know. I think the only reason why I began to strive. I said I wanted to help my dad from high school pa lang. I said I wanted to go and work, etc. And I looked for work, and I did anyway after I graduated from high school. So when you ask, was this optimism? Well, sir, you know why? Because everything that happened to me just fell into my lap. So that for me, that's supernatural. What does that mean? I don't. My destiny has been there for has been written out. It's so whatever happens to me, all the good fortune and less not so good fortune. I don't know if I can even count that because maybe I've forgotten. But these things were already prepared previously for you. So you just live it, and of course, you have to give thanksgiving. You have to thank God for all this because it's been laid out for you, and all you need to do is just live your life like a good person. Again, respect each person that if you can, as much as you can. And so being optimistic means also accepting whatever is given to you, which is why I always say that everything fell into my lap. When I got that television show, would have thought I wouldn't have me have a television show. Who would have thought that I'd had a foundation called the San Miguel Foundation for the Performing? It just came. All this, the RCS, the Smoky Mountain. I mean, I did not start that. For example, Smoky Mountain, it was out of the blue. An American producer calls me and says, "Can we do a project?" And it was not even that project at first. It was just a scholarship training, and then suddenly it became later on a Smoky Mountain project. It's like these things happen because maybe I was really destined to uh, accept all that. So when you say what is the where do I get the optimism? Well, it's because it's already been there. I did not create it. It's always falling into my lap. And all these people, RCS, I tell you, why are they still there? And you know, and I'm just so happy that they're starting their own lives. And ayan. Okay, iyak ka, Celine. Bye. Well, that's it. That fell into her lap. It's like, and then where is RCS going next? Next step, we don't know, but I
Yeah.
think the new members will be there, and Celine will still be with us, and not only in our hearts, but she'll be part of us. I'm not saying goodbye, Sir Henry. Bigla napunta doon.
No, I think you guys are treasures. You, Ryan, you're a national treasure. You're not just a national artist, no? But uh, we enjoy your talent. We enjoy that you're sharing your talent to all of us. And whenever you sing, whenever you compose, whenever we hear your voice, that gives us joy. And that joy is no little thing, actually. It it's a big thing, especially for for a nation or a people who love music and who makes who looks at music as something that inspires them and keep them to their hearts as they go through life, because that's what your music is all about, Ryan. The messages that it carries, they inspire all of us, man. And very grateful, Ryan, your God-given talent to the Ryan Cayabyab singers. We pray that there will be another 13 years or more than 13 years that you will be there to continue your legacy and to continue giving joy to many families, Filipinos, especially in this time of pandemic. So I think on that note, I will stop. But Ryan, may I maybe you can invite, especially here in the Bay Area and the 10 states under our jurisdiction. Actually, all the Filipinos, because on December 12th, we will have a concert that's not just only for the people from San Francisco or the Bay Area, but really for an entire nation, for all Filipinos, OFWs, who always look up to Christmas as something that they gravitate, and many of them will not be able to come home. And hopefully you can bring that Christmas spirit in their hearts, in their homes, wherever they may be. Maybe I can ask you to invite them, Ryan.
Yes, yes, of course. Yes. And mga kababayan, sana manood kayo sa December 12, 4 p.m. po Pacific Time. Ito po ay napaka-special na event. Paskong Pinoy, proud ako. This is a Christmas special. Kasama po ako dyan at saka kasama din po ang The Ryan Cayabyab Singers. Mga kababayan, December 12, 4 p.m. Pacific Time.
Thank you, Ryan. And salamat, Ryan. Salamat, Ryan Cayabyab Singers, sa lahat sa inyo. No? Sa pamamagitan ng talento ninyo, may enjoy namin yung Christmas. And we look forward to hearing your voices, seeing you on December 12. So mga kababayan, halika na po sa December 12 at ating pong pakinggan, magsaya, at celebrate ang Paskong Pilipino ngayong December 12. So salamat ng marami uli, Ryan and the Ryan Cayabyab Singers. Maligayang Pasko po sa inyo dyan at manigong bagong taon at lagi po kayong mag-iingat. Thank you po. Salamat po. Pinoy ako. Proud ako.
Thank you.
Merry Christmas!
Woo!
Maraming beses na kitang nilayasan, iniwanan at ibang pinuntahan. Parang babaeng ang hirap talagang malimutan. Ikaw lamang ang aking laging pinabalikan. Manila, I keep coming back to Manila. Simply
Our online celebration commemorates the 122nd anniversary of the proclamation of Philippine independence. I know, Dom, we are still in a pandemic and times are really tough right now, but that's not stopping us from celebrating our Filipino history, our culture, and our pride. And you know, tonight is the night to also honor the men and women who have really sacrificed so much amid the pandemic, our frontliners.
hinahanap kita Manila, ang ingay mong kay sarap sa tenga. Mga
Mabuhay!
naglilipa,
And offer a toast.
mga babae mong nagagandahan. Manila, I'm coming home.
That was a phenomenal performance.
Good morning there in Manila.
Hi, Sir Henry. Kamusta po kayo? We are okay here, and we enjoyed the reception, and then we also want to congratulate you for your celebration of the 122nd Philippine Independence Day anniversary.
Promise me you'll never let go. Promise me you'll never.
Ryan Cayabyab and the Ryan Cayabyab Singers, thank you very much.
Now, to cap our program, we wish to leave you with a video prepared by the Philippine Consulate General in San Francisco to honor Filipino frontliners all over the world.
Mabuhay po kayo.
From the bottom of our hearts, thank you very much po, and have a good night or have a good morning. Thank you. Good night. Pinoy ako, proud ako. Ikaw